How you doing? I'm Jason Ninja. You're watching Orgasm Central TV.
How did you get started in this industry?
So I started around 2009 with a ex-girlfriend. We just basically started kind of recording ourselves, doing a bunch of fetish content, and she when we started dating, I wasn't. I was just working in a more general job doing marketing and stuff. I had a background in TV filmmaking and stuff like that, so I kind of was like, well, she already had a studio, and I just offered to help her out with the filming, editing, and then it ended up with me being in the clips, and I did all the that kind of fun stuff, wearing a mask and all that. Um, then once we broke up, I just kind of saw the potential, and I kind of felt like I knew what I was doing, so I just kept it going.
Well, so what do you say? What do you like most about your work, and what do you like the least?
Um, I mean, honestly, it's there are a lot of days where you wake up when you do this for a living and you kind of feel like you found a cheat code um, on life. You get to kind of shoot what you like, and you get to work with beautiful women from all around the world, and you get to become really great friends with a lot of them. They become family to you. The fact you can travel, whenever you like, and still work. Yeah, there's a lot of freedom involved in it. Especially once you're established, you can, kind of work at your own pace. Once you kind of know the not the secrets, but once you kind of know what works, how to make enough money to keep living, and do the basics, everything just kind of automates itself. So that's a huge, yeah, for me, that's the reason why I still keep doing it. What do I hate? Probably, over the years this has evolved for me, but the biggest thing is the hypocrisy of just, you know, life, I guess. That's just doing this for a living is obviously looked down upon by a huge part of society, and you know, most people, if they met people that do this for a living that are full consenting adults, we kind of get treated like we're less than human than the rest of them, and I think that's kind of a really messed up thing that we have to deal with. Yeah, as you know, the banks and the right wing governments and all this. I mean, left wing as well. I know there's definitely a lot on the left as well that hate what we do, but it's just I wish people could just meet us and see we're just regular people trying to make a living like anybody else. Um, and when I say that, I'm talking only about people that only shoot consenting content with their friends or with performers. Like, yeah, I don't like that we have to constantly feel like be on the defense. That really sucks about this job.
Oh, yeah. So what was your favorite scene to shoot?
Favorite scene?
Favorite scene, yeah.
Phew, that's a really hard one. um, I've really enjoyed shooting my special effects movies over the last few years. I don't know if I could pinpoint one in particular because a lot of them have brought me equal amounts of joy. Um, but whenever I get to really kind of push myself to the limit and use all my creativity and all the talents I've learned, like those clips, and when they sell well, they kind of really, validate me for all the hard work that I put in. I guess there was a scene I did in LA a few years back with some pretty popular porn girls, and that one really kind of right after COVID, it really kind of shot me up. So I would say maybe that scene. I think it was called Spring Breakers, special effects. Um, that one for me, maybe not the most enjoyable scene I've shot, but I think when it came to like push myself to the next level, I would probably identify that clip as the one time that I finally kind of went up a level.
Cool.
Yeah.
So here's one of those harder SAT questions.
Okay.
So according to the 2022 Free Speech Coalition, 46% of adult workers have been restricted on services like PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App.
Mm.
36% of adult performers have lost at least one bank account. 55% have been denied insurance because of their background, and half, 50%, have been denied a loan because of sex work. What do you think of those stats?
I mean, it sucks. I mean, like I said earlier, the fact that just doing this for a living puts a target on your back. Even the majority of us, we're paying our taxes. We're running our businesses under LLCs, under like everything's professionally done. It's not like we're just out there just messing around, shooting porn just for fun. I mean, we go to great lengths to do everything legally, stay within the rules, yet we still get taken down. We still get attacked, um, we get conflated with, sex trafficking, which has got zero to do with our industry. Um, and when I say that, I mean, you can't shoot consenting content with someone that's not giving consent. That doesn't fall in our industry. So the fact we always get pulled in under that umbrella really sucks. So we need to find a place where we can really separate ourselves away from that, um, and really keep pushing them away, because that they're going to keep coming at us and saying, "Oh, sex trafficking is the same as what you do," and just trying to make up things that aren't true. So all these, and I've been at shoots literally with models where they are in tears because their bank account just got shut down. And they're in a different city. They don't know if they're going to be able to have money to even get back to the airport. I mean, these are dangerous things they're doing. And when they say they're trying to protect women, they're not. That's not protecting women. That's making their life more dangerous. Keep taking away access to resources. I mean, these aren't helping anybody. Um, it's just letting them pat themselves on the back. Their moral victory, whatever they think they're doing. But at the end of the day, they're hurting women, not helping.
Mm. So how can people support sex workers?
Yeah, I mean, buying content is always probably the first and foremost thing to support. Push back against you know bigotry, push back against government interference. Um, you know, Sex workers are always the first ones that get attacked. We're the low hanging fruit, for these moral crusades out there that trying to take away our freedom of speech, trying to take away they're trying to take away everything. When you look at it, they just start with us because everybody around is going to nod in agreement and say, okay, yes, so porn is bad. We should shut down porn, but they don't realize by agreeing to take away that free speech, they're taking away their own free speech. So it's just going to cascade. The more power you give government, the less they're going to allow the people, how to live. I mean, we don't want to become like North Korea. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's just support. You got to support in every way, financially. Yeah, make your voices heard. Make sure you're speaking out against stupid laws that they're trying to pass, a Project 2025 crap. Like, this is the kind of stuff we have to be awake to it and just be aware of what's actually happening.
So what makes you stand out in this industry?
Um, I think I've been doing this a long time, almost 18 years now. When I started, there wasn't a whole lot of guys that were like me that were doing what I do. I was pretty quick to be one of the early, like, on camera, like, sub guys that would show their face. Um, that really kind of helped propel me out there a little more than a lot of my competitors that would wear a mask or didn't want to show their face. And I kind of, with my background in film and television, marketing, I was able to really push a brand. And I think that really, hit home for a lot of guys that were like me growing up, didn't really know where to turn to find content that they enjoyed or made them feel part of a community. And from just going off what I hear when I am out and I meet fans of mine, they all tell me that finding my content was a huge eye opener for them and really helped them come to terms with their fetishes and what they were into. And for me, that made it all worth it in the end. And I think that's why, till still to this day, my content stands out. And I've never had an ego where I think I'm better than anybody. That's definitely never entered my head. But I do know what I'm doing, so I think that's the slight distinction there.
Okay. So where do you see yourself in like 5 to 10 years?
I mean, in 10 years, I'd hopefully like to be retired. 5 years, I'm hoping to probably just I'm kind of going through some phases where I'm trying to, work on slowly. I don't want to say getting out of the industry. That's probably never going to happen, but I'm trying to start other ventures right now that aren't adult related, just so I do have an out in case things do go really bad with the way the political landscape is right now. Um, I'm hoping in 5 years I'm still here doing this, but I'm also setting up some safety nets along the way just in case. So, yeah, right now, as you probably know, I mean, nobody really knows where we might be in 5 years. Things could go really badly very quickly. So, I'm gonna hope and continue to work on, you know, what I'm doing and hope that things don't affect us too badly. But at the same time, I'd like to, make sure me and my friends and family are safe from changing laws.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask how did because I've been in and out of this industry for a while, doing a documentary, doing
Yeah.
work, even having fallen outs with some of these girls here. It's
Yeah. Well,
like,
that's part of part of being in the industry.
yeah, how can I get in on this business? Because I've been trying to like get away from it to like focus on like music and stuff, but then I'm like, I just get drawn back into it. How,
Yeah.
how do I get in on this? Just,
How you get in on it?
uh,
I mean, you probably know I get asked this every day pretty much. Always emails, guys, always wanting to be in videos and asking me for advice on how to get started. Um, I guess it depends on which aspect of the industry you're trying to get in on because they're all so different. Because I'm more in the femdom giantess realm, which is quite easy to get into. But if you're trying to get more into the mainstream side, then that's where things get a lot trickier. Um, because that's a very tight knit community and breaking into that barrier is very hard because you kind of got to know people to get in, to properly get in on it.
mm,
Going to conventions, AVN, Exotic, FetCon, they're a great place to meet and get your face out there and get known. I've definitely met over the years a lot of guys at FetCon that spoke to me and they were just fans at the time, and then now they're in the industry. They're doing well. They're shooting all the time. They're doing things. Um, that purely came from just meeting me and meeting other people at conventions and talking and networking. Um, that would be the best place to start. If you're trying to do mainstream, I guess OnlyFans is loyal fans that they're probably you're collabing, trying to get known through that, shooting with models that are looking for male talent. And there's a lot of them out there, you know. I mean, obviously, a lot of gold aren't just going to trust anybody, but that's why it's important to network and try to get to know people. Yeah, I guess, and most importantly, so you got to spend a lot of money. um,
Yeah, because I noticed like I've been to Exotica twice.
yeah,
It wasn't necessarily my thing because it was a lot of walking around and like
yeah,
I've done stuff on the internet, online, interviewing women. But I know I don't know if you know, and you probably know this, like some of these women can be really mean.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I'll venture just to give this out there, say this out there is, I do get it sometimes. But depending on the level of the model you're talking to, uh, just being on my side of the fence, I have had to deal with a lot of fans that sometimes they aren't the nicest and they can be very demanding and it can be a lot, you know. And I'm just like one fan can be like that. So imagine, and I'm a guy, so I can imagine as a female performer, you're probably dealing with hundreds of guys like that that are just coming at you, coming at you, coming at you. And that can really affect your mental state and make you a little angry, you know, angry in general. So yeah, but at the same time, there's no excuse to treat anybody like crap, especially if they haven't done anything wrong to you. So I'm not saying I condone it. I'm just saying I get it why some girls do come across a little meaner than the average girl, but yeah, I've had to deal with it. You know, I've definitely had my run-ins with models that weren't, you know, particularly friendly towards me straight off the bat, where I had to kind of let them get to know me, and then they finally broke their walls down a little bit and realized that I wasn't trying to annoy them or upset them, and then they were, you know, they were cool with me. But it's hard, yeah, it's hard to deal with. You definitely, as a guy, you have to be a little more, you know, careful about what you say and what you ask, because you can trigger them quite easily.
So how do you break down those walls without like
Just
chasing her away?
you just have to kind of like read them, kind of see where they're at. You know, ask them, you know, what how you can help them to get to a place, you know, a happier place from where they're at that point. Um, you know, maybe sometimes they just don't care to talk to you. They'll just be like, oh, "I'm too busy right now. I don't want to talk," and I'll just you just never give them attitude back. You just say, you know, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're not having a great day. I'm more than happy to reschedule another date when you know you're feeling happier or you're in a better place to talk." Just showing, I guess, consideration for their feelings and showing them that you're not one of these guys that's very selfish, that where you're just kind of like a dick back to them, like, oh, fuck you then, stupid bitch, you know. 'Cause that's the kind of shit they deal with every day. So just showing them you're different from the rest, like just show them that you do care that they're not having a good day, and you would rather talk to them when they are feeling better, and that goes a long way. You'll find with 90% of the models in this industry just showing consideration to their feelings and to their time, and showing them that you're not angry back at them for being angry at you. That you just show them, hey, I acknowledge you're in a bad place right now. Let's talk about this at another time when you're in a better place, and yeah, be friendly. And I promise you, if you come across that way to them, they will think about it, and then they will feel bad that they were a dick to you, and then they'll come back and be, hey, I'm sorry, I lashed out at you. Let's talk about this, another time. But yeah, if you're a dick to them back, like fuck you, then obviously they're just gonna be like, well, fuck this guy. I'm never talking to him ever again.